Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Rise to Meet You, your comedy podcast about Asian culture. Now, I just want to take some time out before today's episode to thank you guys for all of your support, and a special thank you to all of our patrons. You guys really make this podcast happen, because without your support, we wouldn't be able to do it the way we do. It keeps the podcast relatively creatively free, as Nigel would put it, so thank you. And if you want to join our Patreon and get access to extra episodes and our Discord page where you can interact with other listeners and ourselves, then head on over to patreon.com/RiseToMeetYouPod and choose the tier that best suits you. And yeah, we thank you guys so much because we really enjoy doing this podcast and we're so glad that it's reached so many people. So again, thank you. And now, on with the show.
Why am I kidding? There are no boundaries with Asian parents. There's no such thing.
There are no boundaries. There are no boundaries. Literally the other day, as I was brushing my teeth, she just walked in to pee.
Welcome to Rise to Meet You, a comedy podcast about Asian culture, starring me, Nigel Ng.
And starring me, Evelyn Mock.
Yes.
Were you waiting for me to say Nigel Ng?
No, I wanted to come up with a nickname. I wanted to say Nigel 9 Condoms Ng, but then it became too, we wanted to go away from that. I want to leave that image of me behind,
What? What are you saying, Nigel? You want to leave the fuckboy image behind?
Yeah, I just want to be wholesome and innocent and a nice guy. I'm ready to settle down now, so no more fuckboy Nigel. I want to have a clean-cut image, an innocent boy.
Oh my God.
That's what I want, okay?
Have you seen how I'm dressed up? Like, I'm dressed up to the nines. I'm wearing lipstick because I want to have the opposite image. So I think it's happening now.
Wait, you think what you're wearing is a fuck girl image? I've never gone on a date with someone in a pantsuit. Okay? That doesn't scream you get laid a lot. That screams I voted for Hillary Clinton. That's What's
this
with the pantsuit? AOC. Okay, whatever. What's with the pantsuit?
It's just a suit.
It's a pantsuit.
It's a suit.
You can have a skirt suit, right? A blazer and then a skirt.
Skirt suit. What are you, from the 50s? It's a suit. Women can have suits too. And I just wore it because I was like, because I've moved into my new apartment. And so I wanted to christen the first podcast recording in my new place with looking nice.
Okay.
And so I just thought I'd wear my suit. And also this was the only thing that was on this was the only outfit that was on top of all of my clothes. So I just grabbed it and I was like, all right, I'll wear this today.
Okay, for the listeners on just the audio, Evelyn's wearing a red suit and a black, V-neck, tank top, black top.
Top.
And also the red and black combo is so 80s. Nobody does red and black anymore. Who does red and black? Come on, listeners. If you're watching, leave a YouTube comment. Do you agree with me? Red and black is so outdated. Nobody does it anymore.
Again, just grabbed whatever I had on top of my pile of clothes.
Then don't call attention to it then. You're like, have you seen what I'm wearing? As if you planned this, but it's not. It's just
I wanted to make the joke because you're going for the clean and nice image. And so I'm like, I should go then for the other image that you're trying to leave. And we're making the shift now.
Okay.
And everybody was saying that we're gonna, you have to play along with my joke.
I am playing along with your jokes. I'm making fun of you. That's how I play along with your jokes.
Oh my God.
That's the vibe of the podcast.
That's right. I remember you're a stand-up, not an improviser. You're a selfish stand-up.
You mean I'm funny? Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, do all the teamwork you want, improv people. Unfunny is unfunny.
Oh, gosh. Okay,
yes.
we didn't mean to start this episode by bickering people.
Yes, and is so out of fashion. No, but. That's my favorite. No, but. Can you imagine an improv troupe who's like, yes and no, that's still 2005. This improv troupe, we're all about no but. So, can I have a location,
be
please?
Really funny.
Right? Can I have a location, please? Okay, Starbucks. All right, let's start the scene. Hey, can I have a coffee? No, but you can have tea. You see how funny this is? You know, you subvert
Nigel,
expectations.
That's actually a really funny concept for an improv group.
Yeah, the no buts.
That's a really funny concept. Yeah. The no buts.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But that's very funny as well. Yes, I do look a bit Hillary Clinton-y.
Yeah.
AOC. I look AOC. I wanna think I look AOC.
Okay. Sure. Whatever. Okay.
Would you vote for me?
No. I work with you. I know your policies.
My policies.
You know?
What are they?
I should do it. By the way, before I go into the lighting section, you see, if I do this dramatic lighting, I'm Evelyn Mock, and I just want to be strong enough to be kind. Look at this.
Is that my policy?
Yeah, that's your policies. And what does that mean exactly, Senator? What does that mean exactly? I don't know. Don't ask me. Strong enough to be kind. Okay? Evelyn Mock 2022.
It's basically what AOC is preaching. So.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I'm proud.
All right. Anyways, yeah. I'm glad to see you have moved out. I'm glad you see you've made the adult decision. And your backdrop is slightly better now. I'm very proud of you. You have flowers in the background. Not bad.
Tulips.
Finally. Yeah, good.
Tulips.
Because it's very cheap in Europe, okay? So it's not like she spent a lot of money on this. Yeah, we talked about this.
I got them at IKEA. 9 for £3.
I know. I saw you posting that on your Insta stories, right? And then I was like,
okay,
you want to tell people? You want to tell people what I sent to you?
I'm gonna tell people. Okay, so I posted on my Insta stories for my close friends, which I've regretfully made Nigel one of them, and I posted this
I
photo.
need to be part of your Green Star group, okay?
I know I put you in there, but I posted this photo, you guys. I posted a photo of me moving in and with a caption that just said, it said, all moved in and I bought myself a present. And then I got a bunch of DMs from my friends just saying, oh, congrats. Oh, that's lovely. Have to come by sometime. And this is what Nigel sent me. When I saw that, I audibly sighed, Nigel. Audibly sighed. This is what Nigel sent me. Jesus, get a proper vase.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just moved in. You were just
at IKEA, okay? That shop has a vase section. And they make you walk through the whole shop. So don't even try to tell me you missed the vase section because they have arrows on the floor that bring you to every section, one of which is the vase section. So
they actually had vases right next to the tulips.
Exactly. Like you're putting tulips in a glass. Like who does that?
Somebody who just moved in and somebody who has an Asian mom that when she reached for the vase told her to not buy the vase because my mom has a vase at home. So I couldn't buy it because I made the mistake of
your vase is ugly. I don't want your vase, okay? I want your love. I want your kindness and like your caringness, but I don't want your furniture, okay? Boundaries, Mom. Boundaries. That's. Why am I kidding? There are no boundaries with Asian parents. There's no such thing.
There are no boundaries. There are no boundaries. Literally the other day, as I was brushing my teeth, she just walked in to pee. She walked in to pee and she was on the phone with her sister at the same time. Did do mute button because she doesn't know what mute button is.
It's loudspeaker too, right? Is it a loudspeaker?
Yes. So I'm brushing my teeth. She's peeing and her sister's just talking about Trump. And I'm like, I gotta move out. This can't be the women in my family. I can't. I'm so sorry that I revealed this about my mother, but I mean.
Wait, you just watch your mom pee?
God.
Is that a family activity for you? Just watch your mom pee.
Like the thing is, we have like in the bathroom, we have like a screen that we have a door that you can just like slide close, but we never use it. But when she did that, I was like, I'm just gonna close this now because I can't deal with this right now. And she went, why are you closing it? She was like, why are you closing it? I was like,
because you're peeing, Mom.
I can't do this. I can't do this. I cannot do this.
Does your dad pee in front of you?
Oh my gosh.
Is that I'm trying to figure out if this is your mom thing or a mock family thing. You know?
Mock family. If my dad's upstairs and he's in the bathroom and he hears me coming, he quickly locks the bathroom as if he thinks I'm just going to be like, open the door or something. It's so funny. It's so funny.
How many bathrooms are there in your house?
2.
2, and your mom still wants to use the bathroom you're using.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm glad you have moved out now. That's great.
No boundaries. Yes.
Finally.
Thank you.
You're not filming in front of a refugee camp. Whew. It's great.
Where am I filming?
It looks okay. It looks
At a
okay.
senator's office.
Yeah, it's a bit drab, not gonna lie. I think you need a little bit of different colors, a bit of like nice accent lighting in the background, like how I have it. But it's nice. I think this is a good foundation to start building stuff from, you know? Nice backdrop. Okay.
Well, the thing is, I just moved in, like literally yesterday. So this is what I was able to come up with in a pinch. And as you can see on this side, it's a wardrobe.
Okay, really I know, I can tell. Yeah,
wardrobe. So I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna try and figure out which corner of my house is the best to make things in.
Okay,
film things in.
Great. But why did you bring your parents to IKEA? That's a recipe for disaster.
I know.
You bring a friend. You bring people whose interior design ideas you want. So why would you bring your mom? Right? Why would you bring someone with worse visual aesthetic sense than you to IKEA?
I brought my parents because they have a car. And so they wanted to come with me. And I was like, okay, this is like, because they were kind of upset about me moving out. And I'm like, maybe this can help if they can help me with furnishing my house.
When has IKEA made relationships better? When? It's just not even, it's a hacky joke premise that IKEA causes arguments.
A hacky joke premise.
Right? It's such a cliche joke. And you still think, yeah, I can strengthen the bond with my mom.
Yeah, you're very, Nigel, that was a very good observation.
Thank you. That's what I do, people. Hit like and subscribe, please. Or if you're on the audio, just leave a nice review for us on Apple Podcasts. That's what I do.
Okay. That is what you do. And the thing is, exactly. That was a huge mistake because basically we just spent about half an hour or 45 minutes in the restaurant eating lunch. And then my dad ran into a friend. And then he went and sat and talked to that friend. And then he just left me and my mom. And my mom just started stealing like salt packets.
Oh, no.
I put up an Insta story of that too.
I saw that. Yeah.
I put up an Insta story of that too. Yeah. Where she just stole salt packets. And then I was like, I was like, we have an appointment because I've bought a lot of stuff secondhand. And so yesterday I had a bunch of appointments to keep for secondhand buying as well. And it was like 10 to 3. And my dad was sitting and chatting with that man that he met. And we hadn't even gone into the store. And I had to be somewhere at 3 to pick something up. And so it was just like, I was like, this is just... I just can't. And then obviously when we go and pick up the other stuff, like mind you, I've bought things secondhand so I can keep it cheap. Mm-hmm. Like, because I want to decorate this place so it's nice, but also I'm aware it's 3 months. I don't want to spend a fortune. So I've done it secondhand and I've been pretty good at it. But still, everything I buy, my mom's like, why? I have that at home. You could have just had that. Why didn't you take that? And I'm like, Mom, you do not have a kitchen dining table. You have like a square that's on top of a pole that you've said that I should use because I'm only going to live there 3 months. And who am I going to have over is what you said.
Yeah.
So just use this like square on like legs and eat your dinner off for that. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So it's just
like it's time. You need to tell your mom to throw some shit out. You know, it's like, listen, Mom, I know you have that thing that you call a table, but there's a reason why nobody's touched it for 10 years. Okay, you think it's a table, but it's not.
It's just exactly. Maybe it's a mahjong table. It looks the size of a mahjong table. And a mahjong table isn't a dinner table. You cannot.
No.
I mean, I cannot do. And so it was just like.
Can you imagine like
so stressful.
bringing a guy back to your place? It's a white Swedish guy, probably because you live in Sweden, and they have to eat on a mahjong table. and then they're gonna think, oh, because they probably haven't met that many Asian women before. They're like, oh, do all Asian people eat on mahjong tables? What a fascinating part of their culture. I should learn more. And I'm like, no, we don't. We eat like normal people. Don't let Evelyn Mock's like thriftiness give you the wrong impression of us. We know what dining tables are. We don't just eat on the mahjong table. We don't just finish our food and then start like rummaging the mahjong pieces around. Seriously.
I mean, the older generation does, but not us.
Going,
Oh my God.
is it an Asian culture thing to have boxes everywhere? Very fascinating part of this new culture. Let me try to learn. I'm going to bring this new knowledge and I'm going to tell all my white friends. Asians live next to boxes, you know. I think it brings them good luck or something. You are the representative now. Don't bring a guy back.
Why?
Do Asians just have Asian calendars all over the house?
Oh my God, Nigel.
What?
My dad just gave me an Asian calendar. He was like, do you want to hang this up in your new house? And I was like,
No. No, I
I
don't.
was like, fine. I said no, and then he asked me a second time, and I was like, fine, I'll take it. Now it's here.
Who
It's in
still
my
uses
house.
calendars? Right?
I know.
Who?
My dad actually. My parents, they use those calendars and they write in like pencil. They write in pen. They write in pencil on the calendars what everybody's doing. It's very cute. But it
Yeah.
is like, I'm like, oh no.
But remember, you're a representative
it's
now.
been-
Your parents aren't there to to deflect. So when you bring a guy back to your place, they're gonna think, oh, this is Asian culture. Oh, do all Asian people put tulips in glasses? Very interesting. Do Chinese people have something against vases? Is it a faux pas to have a vase in a Chinese house?
This is not an Asian thing.
It's red and black,
this is
a
just
very prosperous color for them. I hear Chinese New Year is
Red
coming
is?
up. Yeah, red is, but not
Red
red
is?
and black. Is their traditional costume a pantsuit? Is this what they call a qipao? Is this a pantsuit? Qipao?
Why?
What?
Oh my
What?
God, you're such a dick.
What?
You're the
What?
biggest dick.
No.
Just as soon as you're let go off the leash, you just go through everything.
I'm just telling you what some white person who doesn't have a lot of exposure to Asian culture, that's what they're going to be thinking. Okay? I'm just telling you,
This should
that's what
be-
they're going to be thinking.
This should be your new character. Uncle John.
The naive white person who thinks everything an Asian person does is representative of the whole
Yeah.
race.
Yeah. Who's learning about Asian culture through
Yeah.
sleeping with Asian women. Okay.
No,
Oh gosh, that's really funny.
but it's okay. I mean, you do have some things that are very Asian, so that's good. But I'm just picking the things
do.
that are not Asian and trying to misrepresent it. But that's good.
Let me show you one.
Okay.
My little gold pig.
Oh,
gold
what is
pig.
that? I can't see it. Oh, okay. That's cute. Okay. What else did you buy from IKEA? Let's see if I can other things I can make fun of.
Oh, well, I mean, can you guess what's from IKEA?
Everything. The Paris thing, the most generic painting in a frame you can get. Come, at least get something with like color, like get abstract art, like Paris. What are you gonna get next? New York, and then Tokyo, and then the Eiffel Tower. Maybe are you gonna get that?
I have my stuff. I can show you. Let me show you. Do you want me to go get it?
Let's do it.
To clarify, I have the Paris thing up because it was the easiest thing. It was the thing. It was the size that looked the best in the framing.
Mm-hmm.
The framing of the shot, Nigel.
Oh, the
And
mise en
also,
scène.
The mise en scène, and also I got the pair. I wanted London because London is specific to me.
Oh,
I
are you gonna
live
get
there.
one with the red phone box? Huh?
No, oh my God, that's horrible. I wanted one of these. They have these, but London, where it's just a map of London. But I bought it secondhand, so the person had already sold the London one. So I was like, all right, I'll get the Paris one, and then I'll find a London one some other time.
Okay.
And sell this. But okay, so you want to see my personal stuff,
Let's
Nigel?
Let's do it.
Why are you so giddy,
I'm gonna do Uncle John. It's coming.
Uncle John? Okay, we're gonna start with another uncle.
What is that?
I'll be impressed if you know this one.
No, I don't know him. Who is that? It's just a white guy.
He's it's a portrait painted by Harry Harrelson, a German painter who he painted a bunch of fishermen at the time, and it was a really big trend in the 1920s to paint fishermen. And so this is a painting of the Dutch fisherman something, but it's called the I think the Frozen Ice Bear or the Mighty Ice Bear. But in Sweden, it's sort of known as the Fisherman. And it's very significant to my city because Gothenburg is a port town. And so it used to have a very active harbor. And we would have a lot of people would, be fishermen and go out and come back and stuff. So in Gothenburg, it has a very big significance. And it's a kind of popular like painting or poster to have at home. I don't think it's too popular anymore. I think it's more the older generation who has it, but I quite like it and I wanted to have it. So I got this.
Okay. It's interesting. Okay.
And my second, it's a painting of the Moomin. The Moomin.
The toy.
Because I really like Moomin.
Why?
Not the toy. Oh, well, I guess it is a toy and a TV show. And it's a children's book originally.
So
because I really...
Are you stuck? Have you not developed tastes in new things as you grow up? That's like me getting a painting of like what did I read growing up? Enid Blyton, those like the British children author type stuff. Or that's like me. Imagine that would be like a kid grow up, and then they have a picture of Percy Pig. Yeah, it means a lot to me. It was a big part of my childhood.
No, Nigel. It would be the equivalent of having a painting by Alice in Wonderland, which is by Lewis Carroll.
That's still bad. It's time to move on now, people. Like if you're an adult,
the Petite Prince.
I think if you're an adult, you shouldn't even have any like Harry Potter things as decoration. Okay.
It's not the same because Tove Jansson, who is the author, the Moomin are, it's children books, but they're very thematic and they're very layered. So, they're told in a very, very empathetic and lovely way. So a lot of adults, like in literature, like you can analyze the books and you would find a lot of thematic stuff. And so her art works for like both adults and children. And that's why a lot of adults like him. That's why I like her.
Okay. I take that back. I don't know much about this movement culture, you know.
I feel like I'm schooling you. It's very
Yeah.
fun. Okay. And then for my last painting, it's just a pineapple.
What's that? What does that symbolize? What's that for?
Well, it was I was like I was looking for things to hang up, and I was like, well, okay, I can't find anything better than a pineapple, so pineapple would do. So I just have a pineapple here.
I hope one day when you move into a new place or have a more permanent home, I really wish you all the career success, because I hope you can finally afford an interior designer when you move. You know, you need it. You need it. So listeners,
Why do I need it?
help Evelyn.
Is this not
Help
nice?
this podcast grow, because Evelyn needs an interior designer when she finally moves. You need some help, man.
I feel like this is Nigel's defense mechanism, because he's clearly seeing how superior I actually will become with my decorating and with my with the all the paintings and the stories I had behind them and blah 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 blah. You don't have any paintings, Nigel, and so you're going into defense mode.
No, I'm in Airbnb. That's one, and I still think mine looks better than yours. And number two,
Okay.
yes, there is a lot of improvement in Evelyn's backdrop, but that's because her previous backdrop was such a low bar. So, don't get too proud of yourself, girl. Okay?
It was a very
It's still a very bare wall. It's very white, and there's no lighting. Which
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, by the way. People love my lighting. So many people love my lighting in the past episode.
People hated your lighting.
People love my lighting. Have you
So
seen
many comments.
so many nice
So many.
comments. Okay, they love the dramaticness, the drama of it. Okay, the contrast, the Rembrandt lighting. You know, with one side of my face is like in shadow. Oh, so good, so good, so cinematic.
Let me read you what some people were saying
no.
about your lighting, Nigel.
Okay, fine, do
Let me
it, do
read
it.
You. Let's see here. This is from our listener, Little Luddite. Lighting can be technically good, but the execution, e.g. ambient, intensity, temperature, highlights, contrast, etc., should convey the mood of what you're doing. Was Nigel using dramatic lighting to match his dramatic personality?
Yes, yes, I was Luddite something. Thank you for noticing. I have a personality full of drama. You know, if you know me in person, you would know. So I only deserve the most dramatic
gosh.
lighting. Yes, that is. That's a compliment. That's a compliment, if anything. Yeah. What else?
As a photographer, Rachel Marquez is the other person now. Oh, Rachel Marquez says, as a photographer, I found his lighting a bit too dark, considering the lighthearted nature of the podcast. Almost seemed out of place. Oh, but at the end of the day, Nigel seems to be a bit extra, so I prefer the setup he had before this episode. It was a bit lighter and more welcoming and in line with the feel of the podcast.
Okay, listen. Sure, the contrast, I might have gone a bit too contrasty, so I'm fixing it this episode. So hopefully edit, Yang, please boost my exposure up a little bit. But the tone of the podcast is dramatic, isn't it? It's funny and dramatic and dark. I say a lot of dark shit on the pod. I say a lot of fucked up things, and it works. Okay, fine.
I guess it works.
Rachel,
It works.
thank you for noticing. You know, as a photographer, you know, I understand what you're saying. Okay, fine. Let me read out some positive ones. You only find the
Okay.
negative ones. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. But before I go to the positive ones, this is one from Scientific Ninja. He says, Evelyn, here's a tip from a videographer on how to outgun Nigel's 3-point lighting setup. Number 1, position yourself so you're sitting next to a window that has sunlight pouring in. And then number 2, cover up that window with a single white bed sheet. So I was like, well, it sounds good and all, but you forgot Evelyn lives in Sweden where there's no sun.
Yeah.
So to even think you would have sun, that's a miracle already. And to think the sun is strong enough to go through a bed sheet, good luck finding that, girl. And we are podcasting for like 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours. There's no way Swedish sun lasts that long, especially during winter.
And so I have to say, I did exactly what he suggested. And as soon as I put up the sheet, the room just went dark. So now I have my ring light on me. But like as soon as I put up the sheet, room just went pitch dark. And I was like, okay, I do need lighting.
They've never been to Sweden.
But I do still have the shit up.
They think putting a sheet up, the sun is so strong it can blast through the sheet.
Yeah. And also, I'm on like the side. My living room is on the side where the sun rises, so it's already like it's noon here, past noon, so it's already on the other side.
Oh,
so there's no sun. There's no sun coming in here, not at all.
Yeah, see, doesn't work, people, doesn't work. And
doesn't work.
Toby said Nigel's got that BBC primetime interview lighting, while Evelyn looks like my coworker Zoom calling in at 10 a.m. on a Monday.
Thank you, Toby. That's exactly what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Alyssa Wilmer. The lighting is very sexy, very sultry, and ever professional. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you. Somebody's thirsty.
Gross.
Somebody's thirsty.
So
Alyssa's thirsty. You know, the way to a man's dick is to compliment his lighting. You know?
And notice how he said not his heart, his dick. Oh,
yeah.
I did, where did I look? I looked at the window when I said that. I didn't look in the camera when I said that. I just looked at the window.
Why?
I don't know. It's a new house. I'm confused. I'm sorry. Oh my God, what's going on?
No.
Okay. So Martin says it looks like he's in a post-Corona documentary called Refugee in Corona. Which also very good, Martin, because it references exactly what Nigel says all the time.
I am a Corona refugee.
Oh,
It's a hard life, people.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Oh, okay. And then we have Michaela Morales, who is also a great Photoshopper because she puts my face onto K-drama couples. Very good. And she goes, there he goes again with his lighting thingy. Ha 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 ha. I remember the episode where he also complains about the lighting on porns. And yes, I agree with you. His lighting is too dramatic and he is flexing it too much. It looks like an apology video for his planned affair so he can go to the Maldives and take a break.
That's true. I'm practicing the lighting setup for my apology video in a few years' time. I'm practicing. I know how to set it up already. All I need is like the affair to happen and then the actual content of the apology letter. So, yeah. Got it ready to go. Listeners, I fucked up. You know. How would an apology letter go? How do you start one? It has come to my attention. Right? Is that how you start it? Is that how you start an apology?
It has come to my attention. Yeah. That's certainly how Nigel Ung would start it. It has come to my attention that some of you are upset by something by an indiscretion.
Here's how I'm going to start it. You know, imagine, if you're on the audio only, imagine the dramatic lighting, half my face is in shadow, and I go, hello, niece and nephew.
Nigel, oh my God, this just, you know, sometimes when they interview people in crime documentaries and they're like, we've covered we've put him in a dark room so you can't see him, and we've altered his voice to keep him anonymous. Uncle Roger could do that.
Let's try it. Let's try Uncle Roger doing an apology video. So let me turn away my fill light, my reflector. So I get the dark contrast in my face. Oh, look at this. Okay.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nigel's now going to do it. He's just turned the reflector on him and half of his face is gone.
Yes. Hello, niece and nephew. Uncle Roger, so sorry I hurt your feeling. Why you so weak? Why so weak? In my affair, why you care? So weak. Hi, bunch of vegan people. Okay, that all. Bye-bye.
Could you not have done this 3 weeks ago?
I think
It would have spared
3
us
weeks ago.
so much.
Listen, 3 weeks ago, if I did that video is gonna go on BBC's front page, and then people.
Uncle Roger hates vegans too. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh god.
So funny. Okay, bye bye. Oh my gosh. Oh,
But yes,
very funny.
yes,
Very
thank
good.
you. So if you want to apply to be my affair,
gosh.
submit your applications too for that. So
What apply to be? Oh gosh.
What?
I
What?
don't know what. Apply to be your affair. Okay.
who doesn't want a free trip to the
advice.
Maldives? Who doesn't want a free trip to the Maldives? It's not like she has to apologize. I am the one apologizing. She just goes along with the ride. She just becomes, like in the newspaper articles, oh, Nigel caught having cheating with mysterious blonde. That kind of language. He could be seen walking out of the club with this at 4 a.m. That kind of, where they catch footballers
Why a white
cheating.
woman, Nigel?
Okay,
Why
fine.
a white woman?
It could be an Asian woman with blonde hair. Okay, whatever race. I don't discriminate. I can have affairs with anybody. So all they get is the Maldives trip, which is amazing. I see why women
that's
want to
so
have affairs
funny.
now. Now the commitment, now the drama. You get to go on holidays. So that's what you do with affairs, right? With your proper wife, you're like taking care of the children, running errands. It's so boring. But affairs is just the fun stuff. You buy them expensive things. You bring them on holidays. You're on a yacht with them drinking champagne. And you're fucking on the yacht. All the cool stuff you do with your affair. All the
my
boring
gosh.
stuff you do with your wife. Of course people have affairs, right?
It's so funny, and this is exactly why, this never will ever, because it's like, I think the taking care of the family part and raising a family and like being together, that's the fun part. All that other stuff, I'm like, oh, I just have to go through all of this stuff so I can get to that part where we don't have to try, where we can just lay in bed and just laugh about stuff. And,
So you are
have
going to be
to
the wife
try.
who's going to have to handle someone who's having an affair.
I'm going to be the cheated on wife.
Yeah, you're going to be the cheated on wife.
So maybe this will happen because he's going to cheat on me.
No.
This is so funny.
We'll
Oh my
keep it.
God.
No, we got to keep the podcast going, So
Yeah.
we're not gonna do anything. Can you imagine?
No.
Evelyn's like, Nigel, I'm supposed to record a podcast. Where are you? Well, I'm having an affair, bitch. I'm in the Maldives. So sorry I didn't bring my microphone with me when I'm having my affair.
I would be if you were a politician, I would be the wife who has to stand by you as you have a
Yes.
press conference.
Yes.
That's essentially what I did. That's why I'm wearing the pantsuit.
It all makes sense now. That's what you're practicing for. That's what you're practicing for.
For cancellation number 10.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
That's so funny.
I wish during that cancellation episode we had the soundboard.
Yes.
It would be,
yes.
Evelyn, thanks for sticking around with me. And then, you make me feel special. That's
Thank God we didn't have the soundboard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Terrible. Nigel, I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
Ninga.
What kind of friend would do that? Ninga, 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 ninga.
I'm a true friend. You're killing me, woman. Hiya.
What other songs do we have? I forget now. Eat that pussy boy. Eat that pussy boy.
Oh my god. Wait.
What did I say in that?
The app.
I forgot now. Oh my god, it's been too long
I think I have the app.
it's too late now. The moment's gone. But yeah. So yes, remember Evelyn, start practicing your standing beside the podium. Loyal life partner standing beside the podium thing. Okay, that's gonna come. It's gonna happen. All right. The media is gonna approach you, and you're gonna learn how to say no comment. You're gonna have to learn how to reply no comment.
In Chinese, in Vietnamese, in Philippines,
In Malay, yeah.
Thai, in Malay, Korean. No comment. 합니다.
That's not speaking Korean. You can't just add hamnida next to English words. Oh my God.
Okay.
But you will have a ticket to the Maldives too, okay? We talked about this. You will have a ticket too.
Oh my god. Oh god. Ticket too.
Oh God. Anyways, I've still been enjoying my time in Malaysia, and I think I got sunburnt a little bit today because I was just enjoying the sun so much. You know, it's so nice. Just
Did you not wear
enjoying it.
sunscreen?
I do, but I think I still get sunburn on the arms because I don't wear it on my arms, right? I just wear it on my face. It's very mild. You can't see it. I have to work out outside now because they close the gyms, right? Because it's lockdown. So
Are you doing another park workout?
no, there's no parks here. That's the shitty thing about Malaysia. And like working out in the park is also really hard. Well, we have parks here, but we have to like drive to it. It's quite far.
Oh,
Yeah.
but that's the same in Hong Kong. Yeah, that's the same in
Really?
Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you want to get to nature, you just have to like drive to Sai Kung, which is like
Oh,
such
yeah.
a far way.
So that's one. And then the weather is not good for like working out outside. If it's after like 11 a.m. that it gets way too hot, you get heat stroke. You know. I've been enjoying the food as well, which is very nice. I just do delivery, you know, and I do delivery. I randomly pick the stuff, just a dish I want to eat, and I just search that, and I just pick from whatever restaurant. I don't even look at the reviews or anything. And all the dishes that got to me are like it ranges from not bad to amazing. I haven't had a single like bad dish, you know. So it just shows that in Asia, just everything you eat here is of a decent quality. And then Asian food in the West is like, oh my God, it's like you have to.
You can't complain about that. Of course, it's not going to be as good.
Yeah, because I think it's the shitty chefs who can't make it in Asia who move abroad because they couldn't make it here because it's so competitive. So they're like, oh my God, I'm so bad at this. Where can I go? Oh, London. Great. Let's do it. Have you been to like you go to a Chinese takeaway in the UK and you order egg fried rice. It's the saddest fucking egg fried rice. There's no color in it. There's no flavor. It looks like white rice with a little bit of egg sprinkled through, right? But you have fried rice here. I just had one. It's a popular Malaysian chef, Chef Wan. He's one of the most famous Malaysian chefs. He has a restaurant, right? And he made an egg fried rice with like kaffir lime leaves on top. I was like, whoa, this is so unique and interesting and all the flavors. Just people here make everything better. I think it's true, you know. I think it's like the people who start Chinese takeaways. They're not the best chefs. Sorry.
You're basically comparing the NBA to like people playing on like, for fun in a basketball court. Not all of them, but like, because the thing is like the people who, the immigrants who went and started takeaways specifically, I don't think they were chefs. They were not like, I don't think like a chef was like, oh, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the West and spread Asian food and make it for white people. Like, it was people who wanted better opportunities. And so they went West and then they were like, oh, what can we do? Okay, we can make Chinese food.
And that's terrible for our reputation. Look at this. Now, white people think Chinese food is terrible because they've been eating terrible Chinese food, and then they blame it on MSG, the innocent victim. No, it's not. It's not MSG. It's because they're shitty chefs who don't know how to make good food, and then you feel bloated, you feel sick afterwards. And then now we have to create this Uncle Roger character to reclaim that Asian food is good. So much work I have to do to undo all this damage just because some immigrant wanted more money. And it was a terrible chef in Hong Kong, in Malaysia, wherever. And they're like, okay, where I can get away with this kind of shoddy food in London, right?
Oh my God. Okay,
even
so
worse,
yeah, you're
even worse. They moved to London. They realized, oh shit, I can't even compete against these shitty London chefs. I know. Let's move outside of London. Now every town has a shitty Chinese chef working a shitty Chinese takeaway, and you wonder why people don't like Asian food. You wonder, So can we stop being proud of like, oh, Chinese takeaways, such tradition? I'm like, no, close it all down. It's shit.
Okay, first of all, you're not the white knight of Chinese food in the West, Nigel. So calm down. Calm down.
I'm the number
Uncle
one.
Roger is a character on YouTube. Calm down. So
have you seen the stock price of Ajinomoto after Uncle Roger? Seriously, you can after Uncle Roger blew up, Ajinomoto, the Japanese MSG stock price just I wish I bought the stock in that company. And number of sales of rice cookers. I kind of am. I'm not trying to brag, down. But I kind of am.
Just sit down. Sit down now. And also, we're proud of the people who went to, abroad and started takeaways. We're proud of them for surviving and for providing for like kids like me. That's what they did. That's what their intentions were. And so, yes, maybe the victim was Chinese food, but also white people wouldn't want to eat real Chinese food, like traditionally made Chinese food. Their palates have opened up now. Mm-hmm. Like our generation are much more interested in that, sure. But like the previous generation, not at all.
Because the food was shit.
No, the food became shit because their palates were shit.
No, they were shit chefs to begin with, and then their palates were shit too. And because they were shit chefs, they didn't know how to adjust while still retaining the signature, so they just pandered to it. If you think, okay, take Gordon Ramsay. Put Gordon Ramsay somewhere in Asia. You think he can't make his Western style food good in like, say, rural Philippines? He can because he has skill and he knows how to tweak the dish but still retain its signature. If he wants to make a lamb shank, whatever. He knows to use certain spices so it still retains the Western signature, but it appeals more to the Filipino taste, But a shitty chef will not be able to do that adjustment. And that's why our reputation, Asian food's reputation has taken a big hit. That's why people think, okay, Asian food's gross, it's disgusting, it makes me sick. I'm like, yeah, because you've been eating it from mediocre chefs, okay? Go to Ding Tai Fung once in a while, please.
But again, the people who went and did takeaways, they weren't chefs to begin with. They weren't necessarily chefs. They were just people who were like, what can we do? Oh, okay, we can open a takeaway because that's the only place that they'll let us fit in. So we'll do that. And we can run our own business. So that's a possibility to make more money and be your own employer.
Well, if you want to start a takeaway, then get your skills in order. Actually do it well, right? Don't just go for the money, right?
Oh my God.
It's a greedy, selfish behavior, right?
Oh my God.
That's what I think.
Look who's talking.
Hey, do it well. Is it a crime to do something well? If you want to open a takeaway, learn the skills. Okay, don't just see, this in the next town, they're doing this shit level takeaway, so I'm going to just mimic whatever they did. No, put some effort in. Right?
If you put effort in, during that time, you know what? This is an ongoing, we're not going to agree on this. But Nigel, they came and they can't just educate themselves. Like what? If they could educate themselves, would they be running a takeaway? Like, would they be, if they had the opportunity to get an education, would they then be doing the takeaway?
You can't call someone someone you know, or even like do your own taste test and ask, okay, how can I make this dish better? You cook, right? You can't Google shit.
I'm a home chef.
Yeah. But there's still like, all I want is for immigrants to have a standard of excellence. Okay.
Okay, you know what, Nigel? We're not going to agree on this. And it's exhausting. But
Okay,
just so you know,
fine.
my parents ran a very good takeaway.
Okay.
So
That's fine. It's a difficult topic to bring up because this whole culture right now has this, we are proud of the Chinese takeaway generation. But I always wonder, if you grew up in a Chinese takeaway, chances are, I'm not saying you, I'm saying in general, I've never tasted your dad's food. And I mean, given how good a cook you are, I think your parents are probably one of the good ones. So
I mean, they're decent. They're decent.
I wonder, given how most Chinese takeaways are shit, I wonder what growing up in that household is like. Like when you eat their food, will you think it's good food, or do you know it's shit food, but because it's home cooking and your parents and the nostalgia, and that you think it's good? And maybe when Asian kids hated the lunchbox moment, when the Asian kids bring their food to school, maybe it's not because it's Asian food. Maybe it's because it's shit food. You ever think about that? An alternative viewpoint? You ever think about that?
Please do not make that your thing. You're such a dick right now. It's so awful.
What?
Such an awful.
That's the guy. Just playing devil's advocate here. Just playing devil's advocate.
I know.
You ever
And
think
you're
about
not
that?
even white.
You ever think about that?
Just, oh my god. You're.
That's my new
Awful.
character. That's my new character. That's part of Uncle John, I think.
Uncle John. Yes, that is Uncle John. Uncle John is a little bit of Bill Maher and a little bit of like ignorant to new cultures and stuff.
Is this Asian culture? Ooh, you ever think about that? Asian people?
Why is just that part specifically just kind of like the cadence sounds a bit like Eddie Murphy?
Really?
We're like, who? Eddie Murphy?
Where does Eddie Murphy say?
No, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker.
Oh, it's just because it's high
Yeah,
pitched.
more like Chris Tucker.
It's just because it's
yeah.
high pitched, okay? And it's funnier if it's high pitched, You ever think about that?
It's so Chris Tucker.
Okay, fine.
Chris
But
Tucker.
that's all I'm saying about that topic. Most Chinese takeaways are shit. Let me know if you grew up with a Chinese takeaway. Like, what were your impressions? What were your impressions? I just hate bad cooking, okay? And that's all we'll say about that.
Please let us move on. Let us move on.
Okay.
As you can see,
How-
this is the most worked up I've been on the podcast for a while.
Because I hit a nerve there. I hit a truth. A truth you're trying to hide. A truth you're insecure and not brave enough to face. What's that?
If you watch Friends, you know what that means.
What's that mean?
If you watch Friends, you know what that means.
I don't care. I don't watch Friends. Okay, fine. But cut that part out.
Okay. Please let
So
us move on.
how's your dating life, huh? You're brave enough to be kind. Philosophy has that. Evelyn keeps messaging me screenshots of her conversations and asks me for advice, and I'm like, I can tell you what I would say, but then I'm gonna turn you into me, and then when you finally meet him, he's gonna be like, this is not the person I DM'd. Where was that directness, the forwardness, the confidence over DMs, the flirtiness? Where is all of that? It's like she had a ghostwriter.
I'm like, would you like to meet Nigel?
Like, he would want to date
He
me.
fell in love with Nigel.
Yeah, he's in love with me if I keep telling you.
Oh my God, can you imagine if we do a Cyrano and then they're like, I'm not gay, but there's just something about Nigel.
His confidence, his flirtiness, his sex appeal, his
very
texts.
funny. His
Ooh, sex appeal. And then I meet Evelyn and
They
it's
ooze
like,
sex appeal.
yeah. And that's catfishing, That is catfishing with text.
That is catfishing.
yeah.
that
You are
is.
a catfish, Evelyn.
I I'm
So
if anything, I've been too much myself. I've been too much myself.
you need to stop. Okay, I will help you out with the general, like high level stuff
Yeah.
about the flirting and the texting. But you cannot be sending me screenshots. And you're sending me like, should I respond with this sentence or should I respond with this sentence? I'm like, I can't micromanage it like that. He's gonna fall in love with me instead of you.
That's very funny. And also to note, like Nigel's never been, you've never been like Cyranoing me during a conversation.
What's Cyranoing? What's that mean?
Cyrano, I can't remember the full name, but Cyrano was, it's this French, I don't know if it's like a play or a story. It's a French character.
Okay.
And it's a man who, he's ugly. But he's very poetic and very good with words. And then there's like, he has a friend who's
like the earpiece.
good looking. Exactly. So he tells him what to say to this other woman, but then she ends up falling in love with Cyrano, I think. But okay, yes. I do agree with you. The thing is, I have to stop acting the way that you do when you're a teenager, i.e. sending screenshots to my friend and being like,
oh my God,
what does that
God.
mean?
It's okay.
Yeah.
You're still new to
Like-
this. You didn't go through the phase teenagers went through. You know, you're a late bloomer. You're very late.
I am very late.
It's
and
okay.
It's because of stuff that happened, but we're not going to talk about it.
But you always
I don't
blame it
wanna
on
talk
that.
about it publicly.
It's time to move on now.
I am not blaming it on that. I'm realizing the impact it had. And I am moving. I'm developing now.
But isn't that like before the all the shitty toxic friend stuff? I'm saying in high school. Usually people start going out with women having like this kind of romantic stuff, texting in high school. You never had that in secondary school? You didn't even study that
did,
hard. What
but-
were you doing with your time? I went to a Chinese school, like studied so much, and I still had time to kind of date people. Like, what were you doing with your time? I know you weren't helping out at the Chinese takeaway. You told me that.
I was helping out.
Oh, really?
A little.
Okay,
I did
fine,
a little.
fine.
But there was another thing that happened in high school.
Oh, really?
There's just been things happening. Yeah.
Your whole family history is just tragedy.
That I haven't. I know.
See?
And it's like, because it's been tragedy, I've inherited that. And then I then had that. But whatever. The thing is, I realized, because I did, the way that I behave, like send you screenshots and stuff, and like, what does this mean and stuff. The thing is, I realized that I that period in the beginning where everything's a bit unclear. I realized that I want to stay in that for as long as I can because it's safe. Whereas I now have realized that other people want to clarify it as soon as possible so they know, which way to move.
Yeah.
And so that they can move on.
Yeah.
And basically I'm like, oh, that is exactly what I'm doing. And that is exactly why I'm doing it. Like why I'm, screenshotting and sending texts and being like, what does this mean? Like trying to read it in between the lines, as opposed to just being like, oh, okay, this is happening. I feel like it's with this intention. And then, you know what? I should just clarify it. And I was talking to, basically, that's what you've been telling me to do all this time.
Yeah. I like how you're repackaging my own advice to me as if you just figured all this out. I'm like, I've been telling you this exact thing. Okay?
You have, but you've been telling me that in a Nigel way, and I need to hear it in an Evelyn way, because the way you tell it, basically, I was talking to my friend, Melissa, shout out Melissa. She doesn't listen to the podcast.
She's missing out. Where else can you find belonging,
Is she,
Melissa?
though?
Yeah.
Is
Where else
she,
can you find
though?
belonging? You live in the Western world.
Melissa, she's a very proud Asian American woman, so she has so much belonging. It's crazy, shooting out of her butt. But she basically told me the same thing, because you both basically told me just clarify it so you know what it is, and then you can move on. But you said it by, you're like, hey, just send him a text like, oh, when you want to come to Sweden and take me out for a drink, like I'm pretty much I'm worth the risk. Like, and I was like,
don't make it sound like that. Okay, it's supposed to have a flirty, fun tone. Okay,
so how is this supposed to
it's
sound?
supposed to sound, hey, you ever want to come to visit Sweden sometime? Promise you I'm worth the risk. I'm worth getting COVID for. Winky face. That's how you make it sound flirty. And it's kind of a joke, it's kind of romantic, but kind of a joke, that kind of vibe. That's what a flirty way.
It's a flirty way, but also that is a promise I cannot live up to. and also it's just like, that's so much. That's so...
Okay,
like,
what did Melissa tell you to send? What is your
Melissa,
way?
Basically, I think we can all establish I do not know how to flirt. Like, I don't like it, I think. I like
you.
banter. Yes, you're teaching.
Flirting is
but
banter plus sexual tension.
I know.
Think about this. You ever think about that? You ever think about that?
Stop.
You ever think about that?
Please stop. Please stop.
This is going to be my new catchphrase now on the podcast. You ever think about that? Flirting? Banter plus sexual tension? You ever think about that?
Please stop. Okay. Okay, so Melissa put it in the way. She was like, obviously, you do not know how to flirt. You're not comfortable with it. She was like, in that case, you just need to learn how to be direct. And I was like, oh, yes, that makes a lot of sense. So she's like, and there's no like, just ask, like, just, after if you, after you've hung out or something, you're like, oh, this was a lot of fun. Just so from my perspective, I would love to keep hanging out, either as friends or, I'm open to something more. You don't need to let me know now, but just to let you know what I'm feeling. And it's totally fine if you don't feel the same way. There's no pressure. As I said, just like, I just wanted, if we're going to keep hanging out, just want to be on the same page. And I was like, that is so adult and so
boring,
direct.
So boring.
No, but that's so good. That's so good because then everything's clear.
So is mine. Hey, come over for a drink. I'll make it worth your while. Wink.
Then
that expresses interest too. Like, it's more fun. Okay. What text would you rather get? This long legal letter with clauses. You don't have to let me know now, but in either way,
response time.
Yeah, please, you have a 2-week notice period. You can give me and tell me and let me know. Versus, hey, want to get COVID for me? Wink. You ever think about that? You ever think about which one's more fun?
Stop sounding like Chris Tucker.
In the future, if this evolves into something, I'm open for that. But if it doesn't, I'm okay with that too. And you don't have to let me know now. But I just want to let you know what I think I know in my head. You're going to think about from the guy's perspective. They're going to wake up to this long paragraph in Instagram. They're like, oh my fucking God. What is this? What is this? What is this?
Obviously, I'm not going to text that. It would be like over a phone call.
Letter is going to be a letter.
It's going to be
a solicitor stamp
letter. It's going to be a notarized letter.
Signed and dated.
It's going to ask for a signature.
Please
and like
reply
witnesses.
at your earliest convenience. Wow. You really are hopeless, You really are hopeless.
I really am hopeless. I'm so hopeless. I really just feel so uncomfortable with stuff like that. But I'm really great. Once you get past that. I'm not good at showing like, things like that overtly, but if you just ask me, I'll be honest. And then I'm really great past that. Like when we get past that. Oh, we have to cut this out. This is too embarrassing.
No, it's funny.
Too embarrassing.
It's funny. You roasting yourself is funny. Let us know, listeners, in the comments, like what method do you think Evelyn should adopt?
You would prefer.
Yes. What method would you prefer? Of course, Evelyn's only going to do what she's comfortable with, and I don't blame her for that, My stuff maybe is a bit more advanced and maybe a bit more adventurous. But yeah, listeners, let us know what you prefer. If you're flirting with me, with Nigel, 9 condoms, 3 lights, Nigel, 9 condoms, 3 lights, what would you...
Why are you adding things? Stop adding things.
We got to keep the legacy going. Okay, got to keep the legacy going.
What is my addition? Add something for me then. 2 slippers.
Evelyn's strong enough to be kind, Mark,
Two slippers strong enough to be kind, Mock.
Evelyn strong enough to be kind. Crystal's mock. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
But
That's good.
I agree with your friend. If that makes you more comfortable, then you can send that. I can proofread your letter for you if you want. I'm a good friend like that. And I'll completely
thank you,
get rid of any flirtatiousness, any hint of flirtatiousness in any of your texts and letters and emails.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I mean,
To whom it
you
may
also have to
concern. If you want something more, it's okay.
my vagina's open
Yeah.
for that something more. But if
Yours
not, I can
sincerely,
close it.
Evelyn,
close
brave enough to be kind, but not brave enough to express my intentions, Mark. So, I think that's a good place to end, people. See you next week.